You have been lied to. Since you were young, they told you that if you were quiet, if you were polite, and if you did exactly what you were told, the world would reward you. They called this being a good man. But look around you. The world does not reward the obedient. It exploits them. Niccolo Machiavelli warned us 500 years ago that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Why? Because love is held by a chain of obligation, which men, being selfish, break whenever it serves their purpose. But fear is maintained by a dread of punishment, which never fails. You think you are good because you are harmless. You avoid conflict at all costs. You say yes when your soul is screaming no. You suppress your anger until it rots you from the inside out. Let me tell you the dark truth. You are not being virtuous. You are being cowardly. This is the central lie of the nice guy. You are not being virtuous. You are being cowardly. You have mistaken the absence of strength for the presence of morality. The tamed dog is nice because he is afraid of the stick. He trades his true will for temporary safety and scraps of approval. The wolf operates on a different law. He is kind, but he is capable of violence. He chooses peace. He is not forced into it. His niceness is a strategic choice, not a biological default. Today, we are going to perform a surgery on your psyche. We are executing the 3 laws to kill the people pleaser so that the truly high-value man can be born. Type dangerous in the comments to consent. You are ready for this operation. And let's dive in. Law 1. The Covert Contract. The nice guy operates on a secret transaction that Machiavelli would call a failed treaty. Dr. Robert Glover calls it the Covert Contract. It works like this. You perform acts of service. You listen to her problems for hours. You do favors you don't want to do. You hide your true needs. And in exchange, you secretly expect the world to give you love, sex, or approval. But you never stated the terms of this contract. You just signed it in your head. When the world doesn't pay up, when she puts you in the friend zone or your boss promotes the loud guy instead of you, you become resentful. You feel betrayed. You think, after everything I did for them? This is the manipulation of the weak. You are trying to buy affection with obedience. Disgusting. Machiavelli told us not to trade our dignity for approval. That a gift given with strings attached is not a gift. It is a leash you try to put on someone else, and they will always resent you for it. So, if you do something, do it because it aligns with your principles, not because you are trying to purchase someone's reaction. If you want something, state it. If you need something, take action. Burn the covert contracts. They are not getting you paid. They are only making you bitter. State your terms of any transaction openly like a merchant, or give freely like a king, and forget the act the moment it's done. The wolf gives from abundance, not from the poverty of neediness. Law 2. Integrated aggression. Society has terrified you of your own aggression. They told you anger is toxic. That to be civilized is to be castrated. They are wrong. They make you the nice guy who believes his anger, his assertiveness, his competitive drive are shameful. So, he locks them in a mental dungeon. He thinks he's being good by repressing the monster. But a chained monster does not disappear. It rattles the walls. It leaks out as passive aggression, sarcasm, bitter gossip, or sudden, uncontrollable rage over tiny things. Jordan Peterson articulated this perfectly. You should be a monster and then learn to control it. The wolf does not deny his capacity for aggression. He integrates it. He puts the monster not in chains, but on a leash. He understands that this raw power is the source of his boundaries, his ability to say no, and his capacity to protect what he loves. A man with no controlled aggression is not peaceful. He is prey, inviting predators. Your execution is to stop apologizing for your strength. Channel that aggressive energy into your mission, your workouts, your focused work. Let it fuel your discipline, not your resentment. When a boundary is crossed, the leash loosens, not to destroy, but to defend with precise, controlled force. Your niceness becomes a choice because you have the proven capacity for the opposite. I want to gauge the strength of this brotherhood right now. Most men are terrified of their own dark side, but we are here to master it. Pause this for a second. Go down to the comments and answer this. Are you currently the tamed dog, or are you building the wolf? Be honest with yourself. Type wolf if you're ready to integrate your aggression. I will be reading every single answer. Now, here is where I failed. I remember a time years ago when I was still asleep. A friend asked me to help him move apartments on a Sunday. I was exhausted. I had a deadline the next morning. Everything in me wanted to refuse, but the nice guy script kicked in. I smiled a fake smile and said, "Sure, happy to help." I spent 8 hours lifting heavy boxes, sweating, hating every second of it. And the whole time, I was seething with silent rage. I was rude to him. I was passive-aggressive. I was waiting for him to praise me, to validate my sacrifice. When he simply said thanks and bought me a cheap pizza, I felt used. But he didn't use me. I used myself. I betrayed my own boundaries to buy his approval, and when the price wasn't high enough, I acted like a child. That day I realized I wasn't being a good friend. I was being a liar. Law 3. The power of no. The single word that builds sovereignty. No. The nice guy's vocabulary is infected with maybe, I'll try, and sorry. He believes access to his time, energy, and spirit must be free and unlimited to be good. This makes him a common resource, a public park, not a private fortress. People walk all over him because he has laid out the welcome mat on his own dignity. The .com Stoic knows that no is a complete sentence. It is the primary tool of editing your life. It defines what you are for by declaring what you are against. Every time you say no to a trivial demand, you say yes to your own mission, your deep work. Your move is surgical. This week, you will say no to one small, unreasonable request. Not with a dramatic speech, with simple, unapologetic clarity. No, I can't take that on. No, that doesn't work for me. Do not offer a novel of excuses. An excuse is a plea for the other person to validate your boundary. You do not need their permission. The power is in the declination itself. The first time I did this, my heart pounded. A friend asked for a major favor that would have derailed my week. The old script in my head screamed, "Be a good guy, say yes." Instead, I said, "No, I'm locked in on something else this week." I braced for conflict, for guilt. It never came. He just said, "All right, no worries." In that moment, a shackle broke. I realized I had been in a prison where I was both the guard and the inmate. No was the key I had always held, but was afraid to use. We are done with the theory. Now we enter the dark jungle. Your shadow work for this week is simple, but it will feel terrifying. I want you to identify one request, just one, that you would normally say yes to out of guilt or obligation. Maybe it's a social event you don't want to attend. Maybe it's an extra shift you don't want to take. I want you to look that person in the eye or send that text and simply say, "No, I can't do that." Do not add an excuse. Do not say, "I'm sorry, I have a dentist appointment." Just say no. Sit in the uncomfortable silence that follows. Watch what happens. Your heart may race. Your old programming will flare up. Feel the panic rising in your chest. That is the nice guy dying. Let him die. What grows in its place is gravitas. People no longer see a harmless, agreeable boy. They see a man whose yes has weight because his no is possible. They stop liking you for what you can do for them and start respecting you for what you will not do for anyone. Watch as the world does not end. Watch as their respect for you actually grows. You are not here to be a background character in someone else's movie. You are the architect of your own life. This is the most important internal pillar of the empire you are building. The previous video taught you not to seek the one to complete you. This video teaches you not to seek everyone's approval to validate you. You become your own source. The next video in the sequence is where theory meets the silent arena. Command respect without words, dark psychology, and body language. We move from internal law to external command. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss it. Master the game. Guard your mind.